Hello, family. Mrs. Vore here to talk to you about Unit 5 review. This is not a boogie, okay? I got a cold sore when I was sick, and it won't go away. So now I got cream on it. Man calls it my Bo boogie because I have custody of my nephew, and his name is Bo, and he always has boogers. So this is my Bo boogie. But really, it's not a boogie. Okay, that's enough of that. Now, in this video, this is just like guidance and hints for Unit 5. I am just going to post a PDF of my solutions for the review. Like I've said in all the other videos, you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you decide to just look at my solutions without trying the review on your own, because you're short for time or short of motivation or short of cares. So, please, really use this video as you need it. Like maybe you've gone through the whole review already and you're struggling with the last two. Well, feel free to skip ahead in the video to just those questions. Or maybe you check the solutions because you're already done and you don't know why you got the ones wrong that you did, then you could come back here and listen to my hints. But the bottom line is, do not use the solutions until you have attempted every problem, and if you struggled, you watched this video first. Then use the solutions. I don't really want to see a bunch of submissions where it's obvious you guys just copied off of my solutions, because it's just gonna hurt you in the end. Okay, moving on. All right, so number one is, I told you at the beginning of the last unit that typically you guys learn categorical data and quantitative data in the same unit, but there's so much information in those two different areas that I split them out. So this is a question that you would typically get for the entire unit. It's asking you to remember the difference between categorical variables and quantitative variables. So remember, quantitative variables can be averaged. Categorical variables are words. So you want to go through the different variables that they give you and separate them out into, is this described with a word? Is this a number that I can average? Number two, which of the following values could be equal to quartile 1? So on this one, my only advice to you would be to be careful that they're asking for quartile 1. You would have to split this in half first. So you would split it 25 to the left, 25 to the right. And then to find quartile 1, it would be the middle of those 25 observations. So go from there. Number 3, I almost got number 3 wrong because I thought it was asking which of the values is an outlier, and I was like, well, obviously 48, I don't have to be doing any work on this one, but that's not what it's asking you. It's asking you values below what value would be considered an outlier. So this question is actually asking you what is the lower bound. So when they say what is the value of x, what they're really asking for is the lower bound. If an additional student was added, how many stems will need to be added? Just remember you have a lower stem and an upper stem, so I would just literally add the stems on and put 106 on your stem plot. Number 5 goes back to quantitative and categorical data. There are 2 graphs that you can use for categorical data. They are the pie chart and a bar chart. So like back-to-back, segmented, side-by-side, all back-to-back is not a bar chart. So any bar chart, just a regular bar chart, some side-by-side bar chart, or a segmented bar chart. And then quantitative data is your dot plot, your histogram, your stem and leaf, and your 5-number summary. So there are those. 6, which of the following statements must be true? You just need to know that your quartiles, split your data up into quarters. So if this is your minimum right here, well, actually, you should probably maybe extend this. That might make more sense. So if this is your min and this is your max, or maybe not, this is the middle of your data. So what am I getting at here? What am I getting at, family? Okay. Between these two values is 50, nope, not 50, 25% of your data. And then between these two values is 25%. And then from these to your max is 25, and from this to your min is 25. Okay, that's a better picture. So they're asking you to recognize that between quartile 1 and 2 is 25% of your data. Quartile 2 to quartile 3 is 25%. Remember, sometimes they refer to the median as quartile 2. Number 7, you do exactly what you do for a regular histogram, just like on this quartile 1 problem. So they are just giving it to you in a table instead. If you are trying to find the median of 200 observations, the median is the observation, sorry, not the observation, the value for which half are below and half are above. So 100 are below, 100 are above. So you are looking for the bin, or the height, that includes the 100 and 101st observation. 8, I think, is pretty straightforward. My only advice on this one is that, remember, you don't know n. On a box plot, unless they tell you, you don't know n. So that should help you on 8. 9, based on the histogram, which of the following is closest to the IQR? So you got to add up the frequencies, find n, and then use n to find your median, and then from there your quartiles. Number 10, the key on number 10 is that these histograms have the same median. So the key on this one is that the medians are the same. So if the median, let's say, is 80, then that means this is 80, this is probably 80, this is 80. So they're trying to tell you the median of each of these distributions is exactly the same. What do you know about the mean then? They're asking you to order your means from smallest to largest. So those are your multiple choice. Your free response on this one, just remember to do SUPs, shape, unusual features, median, center, and spread. Give specific values where appropriate. Use words like greater than, less than, more than, less, larger, smaller, the same as. Make sure that you're using comparing words. So use comparing words. For C and D, you want to look at the values of the lifetimes. So you really want to analyze your graph. You want to look at the unusual features. You want to look at the typical battery life and see if you can come up with a reason why you might want brand X and a reason why you might want brand Y. Like maybe on brand Y, you don't want to take the chance of getting one of these batteries that only lasted 170 hours. So you'd rather choose brand X because their lowest battery life is higher than these ones, and you could end up getting these ones. That's one option. But I think you could maybe come up with something a little bit better. Okay, this one is the doozy. This is a previously released problem. So I shouldn't say previously released. It is an actual AP question from a previous exam. So the first thing is, you need to know what this graph is telling you. So you need to be able to say, what exactly is this graph telling you? What does the 12 represent? What does the 2 represent? And then next it says, describe how you would estimate the median. So number 1, you need to clearly state or describe what the median is. And then 2, you need to describe how to find it. And I use N. I have taught you guys to use N. Step number 3, you need to use your method to find median for west, and then 4, find median for east. You want to describe this so clearly that somebody, your little sister or older brother or parent or friend, could read your instructions and try to find the median of the graph. Even though you know your grader knows what you're supposed to do, you need to describe it in such painful detail that somebody else could follow your description. Okay, that's it. When I see you guys on Monday, like I've said, I'll answer any lingering questions that you have from this unit, and we will get a couple more review problems, and then we're testing on Wednesday. So make sure that you are starting on this stuff. Hopefully you're not watching this Sunday night or Monday morning, but if you are, at least you're doing it. Okay, that's it. Love you guys. See you soon.